the win against Real Terror this time in the finals. Okay.
So starting off, we have the Jordude bringing Freeze Mage against Real Terror's Reno Lock. Combo Reno Lock with the Jiraxis.
What do you think about this matchup? Sometimes I think the Reno actually has a chance against this matchup because of so much sustain, plus having low theft to lock up the spells. But most people actually say that Freeze Mage actually have the advantage just because you can burn them down, and typically the Warlock Hero Power helps them out.
Typically, yes, and we see Jordude is running the version with the double Novice Engineer, so likely going with the Torch with that instead. It is an interesting match. Reno Lock has so much heal with it, with Bran Healbot, as we saw from the previous game, and Reno Jackson to counteract the Alex Straza.
It definitely depends on timing, like when you play your Reno Jackson and your anti-Healbot, but like right after the Alex Straza and stuff like that.
And we see the Reno Jackson and the Low-Fib coming in from the Real Terror.
Definitely have the right utility against a Freeze Mage.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple slow draws starting off. Novice Engineer, get that draw going, and hopefully get that burn.
Yeah, I really like the Jordude's Freeze Mage build right here. He does play the Novice Engineer, really good against aggressive matchups because you do get the draw right away and react to the board as well with the cards drawn from the Novice Engineer.
And also to go with those torches to deal off the little minions. And then cheaper fireballs are always a welcome addition. This list, I believe, is not running the Archmage Antonidas.
Yeah, it definitely is not, because Archmage Antonidas is a little bit slow for this build. Because Imp Gang Boss is a little annoying. It would generate 1/1s.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because he does have 2 Novice Engineers on board already. But picking up this Mad Scientist, you definitely need to play
up the
that.
Mad Scientist, that is a huge draw. Opting not to use the Doomsayer this turn.
He doesn't really want to coin out Lothar because he really wants to lock up those spells when the time is right.
Want to be using that Low-Fib on a very influential turn, not wasting it early. And we see the Pyro.
Establishing the Ice Block and also paying the 1/1 creature on board. Just to establish these secrets as fast as possible.
And you can always just put up a block, put up a barrier.
Yeah.
And there we go. We see that second secret coming up. Not going to be getting through that armor anytime soon.
The Real Terror does have that 5-drop in the far right. I'm not sure what it is.
I believe he has a Shredder and the Faceless.
I see.
Running the Leroy Jenkins combo variant.
Since we did see a combo piece in Real Terror's hand, potentially playing the Emperor is actually pretty good here, but decided to go for a more sticky route just to survive against like a Doomsayer combo or any AoE board clears. Board cleared the following turn with Frost Nova and Doomsayer.
Let's see what the Shredder pulls. Pretty typical drop.
So the Jordu is doing some damage control right now.
Still leaving up. I should be seeing a few slow turns and then real actions coming in.
So the Emperor is coming down. He can't really play around the AoE clear that the Jordude has. He needs to put up pressure. Reducing quite a lot of the cards in his hand is pretty good already. Faceless is already reduced, can potentially combo on turn 10 with the Power Overwhelming and the Leroy Jenkins.
And the deduction. And the Roaring Torch.
Or he can just develop the Ice Barrier. That's also fine as well.
And we see him going with the Roaring Torch. Get rid of that Emperor. Make sure no more shenanigans with that mana reduction.
Yeah, I really like this. He doesn't get a second tick off of Emperor, and he also gets the Ice Barrier, developing it for...
And only really impactful against the incoming Alex Straza in the upcoming turns.
Blizzard, it doesn't immediately die to Blizzard, and his board is already really good against Flamestruck as well, because we do see the 4/8 creature on board. Typically, the Jordu needs to ruin this board by playing Blizzard and following up with some other spell such as Flamestrike, or he can potentially just Frost Nova Doomsayer.
And we see another piece of the combo in Real Terra's hand. Oh, very true, very true. And we see the Blizzard Doomsayer just clear out that board.
It also negated a turn from Real Terra as well, so that's also very good.
Ooh. But I'd say Real Terra is feeling a little confident. Jordy only being at 5 cards. Feeling in the front seat.
What the Real Terra could also do is use the okay, so he decides to play the Acidic Swamp Ooze instead.
Free up that space in the hand.
What I thought is he could have Twisting Nethered and played the Ooze, like coin out the Ooze. Typically you don't really need Twisting Nether in like a minionless deck. We're not 100% confirmed that if he's playing Archmage Antonidas or not, but if he isn't, then he does need that combo altogether.
I would assume not. I'm assuming this is probably the laughing list running the double torch and no Antonidas.
Yeah.
We did see the Alexstrasza in the hand from the mulligan, so we know that's coming.
For the Freeze Mage, what I typically like to do is put the we do see a lot of shouting.
And a fireball to face. Alright. Very, very intricate matchup. I'm sure the guys have been practicing for a while. Alright.
So,
taking the read that he does not have it. And the Reno Jackson comes in. Back up to 30 health.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Feels good.
Always feels good.
And we see another Blizzard come in.
Typically, the Georgie would just ping the face and just pass. He needs to look for his burn. Any card draw would be nice, like Arcade Intellect. Yeah, very sticky. With the Boom Boss dealing a lot of damage too, it can potentially put the Georgie in lethal range.
Oh, and the Acolyte comes in. Is it a little bit too late to draw that Acolyte? Either way, this board is a lot of damage, and I'm sure Jordy knows that there is a combo coming in, doing his appropriate scouting. And the Doomsayer Ping comes in.
I like the Doomsayer here. It does remove the board that the Freeze Mage typically can't handle with just simply Flame Strike.
Well,
oh, and we see Rio Terry actually picking up the Siphon Soul, easily handling the Doomsayer. So if Georgie actually can't handle this board...
What do we see from Jordy? Another Icelands.
Definitely Acolyte Ping. He needs the burn as fast as possible.
Do we see a defensive Frost Nova here?
I feel like a defensive Frost Nova is good. It buys you another turn. You could potentially play the Pyroblast the next turn, reducing Ryutar's health to 20.
It is just lock and key in this match. I see the Implosion come out, rolling for 2.
Not bad, not bad.
And the
we just see him picking up the Frostbolt. Now all he needs is a Thalnos.
Oh, the Thalnos just would put the nail in the coffin for this matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
We see no more heals in the hand of the Real Terror.
What Real Terror can potentially do is placing down Lothar, just in case. But he decided. Oh, he did pick up the Thalnos.
And is that the Pyroblast to the face coming in?
I do like the Pyroblast to the face, but the Georgie also needs to be aware of the anti-heal bot that negates the Pyroblast. Oh! Real Terror! Top deck! I know! Definitely. Real Terror sort of can see that he doesn't have Alexstrasza. The Georgie did use the Power Blast before the Alexstrasza, so the Georgie did signal a little bit that he doesn't have it in hand.
Ooh, do we even see the proc of the ice? No. Ooh. No Leroy.
Oh, Alexstrasza! Whoa!
Punish. Cards left. We have 9 cards left for
Real Terror has 9 cards left.
And the Geordude being at 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the guy named Craximus is not really Craximus. His name's called the Jor dude. We made a mistake. So as we see, the Blood Mage Thanos that the Jor dude picked up would definitely finish off the game with the Frostbolt, Ice Lance into the Fireball, taking game number 1. Oh wait, no, the Lothab came down, but the Ice Block will buy the Jor dude enough time to use it the following turn.
Alright. No Bran magic.
Real Terror is pretty locked up right now. He doesn't really have the utility to actually survive this matchup. Unless he runs an Earthen Farseer in his deck. Oh, the Peddler can actually get the heals that the Real Terror might need, but is it gonna be enough?
Oh, and in comes Lord Jaraxxus.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is going to be it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Jor dude is gonna finish Real Terror with this amazing spells.
And there goes the damage. Poor Jaraxxus.
Yep. Thanos with the Fireball, Frostbolt, and Ice Lance is more than enough to take down the Real Terror for 15.
Alright. And that is game 1, going over to the Jor dude with a clean win with the Freeze Mage. And we see
a mirror
Warlock match. Looking like this is both Reno.
Both Reno.
Alright. Who can get the combo fast enough?
I definitely like putting back the Reno. Yeah. Even though Reno is a good card, you can put it back. You eventually draw it, since tapping every turn is a good thing.
Yeah. Alright, and I like keeping the Dark Peddler as well. And there we go.
I'm not particularly sure if the Jor dude is actually running combo in his Reno Warlock deck.
That is true. At the latest tournament that the Jor dude was at, he was not bringing combo, actually.
He's not.
So this will... and the refreshment vendor. So this looks like this might not be combo Reno lock. So if Jor dude can stay alive against this aggression from the Real Terror and his combo Reno lock, that would be it.
So this is sort of like a grindier, more type of Reno lock.
Kazan missed it.
We do see a Kazan.
That is some nice tech.
He could potentially use the Implosion, but definitely the Pilot Shredder sticks a lot better.
Yeah, this is not this is in fact just we'll see how this match goes along. Very good against the aggressive.
At a certain health threshold, like being above like 14, is quite okay.
And he takes a Corruption. Some pretty not so great choices coming in from that first Dark Peddler, and the second one picking up that Flame Imp.
I actually like corrupting the Pilot Shredder here. It forces him to trade into something, but typically it's gonna trade into something anyways.
Are we gonna see a tap from the Jor dude? Yes, picking up his own piloted Shredder.
Pretty good.
And that Implosion to take care of Bran. Again, rolling for the 2.
Oh.
Never lucky with these.
Never lucky baby rage.
And
necessarily need to use the ooze, so you can save that for Jaraxxus. I like playing the Pilot Shredder, it's very sticky. You can potentially play the Doomsayer here as well, just to deny.
And it's like... we see him going with the Shredder and the Flame Imp. Get a little bit more on board, knowing that Real Terror is running this aggressive combo Reno lock. Riz gonna trade likely into that Flame Imp, healing Jor dude back up to a nice 28.
Ooh. So the Emperor does come down right now, reducing a lot of cards in his hand, but unfortunately... but Real Terror did get a combo piece off with Emperor, so that's actually quite nice.
That is. And the Dark Bomb.
Oh, the top decks.
This series is a bunch of top decking. And he chooses to use the ooze.
It's on curve, and he can use it as a more tempo type of play. Potentially,
Alright.
it contests boom quite well as well.
It does.
Oh,
Oh, do we see
snap.
a contestation of? And knowing he only got 5 cards discounted from the shredder. Oh, and that's not the best. Not the best drop from the shredder.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Trading into that 2-1 and that Siphon Soul to get rid of the 7/7 Dr. Boom.
He doesn't want to use the power overwhelming because that is his win
That
condition.
is his win condition. I'm not even so much about using choosing to attack into the Dr. Boom with his boom bot.
Interesting.
Interesting choices. A little bit of misordering there.
Definitely a little bit of misorder there from the Real Terror. Essentially the same thing.
But he could have cleared a little bit more of the minions.
As we see, the crowd is really mad right now.
Very mad crowd. And we see this Sludge Belcher come in just to cement that little misplay by the Real Terror. And that's a Faceless Manipulator coming out for the Real Terror. 2 out of the 3 combo pieces, or possibly 4. Knowing he does have the abusive. And coming with that Reno Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
4
really
and a
hurts.
1. That matters completely.
Luckily, the Real Terror played the Georgia before, knowing that this Reno deck doesn't really have burst, but really just grinds you out. So the Real Terror is sort of relaxed at this moment.
Alright. And then Big Game Hunter coming in for Jordude. Let's see what the tap gives him.
Ooh, Georgia picking up a lot of heal, can use Earthen
Lots of
and the
heal.
Refreshment Defender.
So much heal.
Yeah. Does negate the attack from Slug Belcher, but having so much board. Ooh, and also
And
healing the
the
Belcher.
So coming in for Real Terror, I think he's looking. Twisting Nether would be great here for Real Terror.
Oh, so he opted for the Bronze Boot.
Opting for the bronze, the heal back to 29, not having to use the Reno Jackson, and then leaves you a bit more bodies on the board. And the Mortal Coil coming in. Draws his own Drax.
Ooh, interesting.
Definitely not something I think Jordy will want to.
He definitely
play
wants
right
that in the
now.
later of the game. Definitely wants that in the later of the game.
Once this combo is out of the way.
He can actually potentially play Draxus, but not this early. He does have the Belcher protecting the Draxus if he does decide to play it.
And the card count remaining for them is 13 for the Real Terror and 10 for the Jordude. Jordude going into fatigue a little bit faster than the Real Terror. Alright. Tap coming in.
tap in.
That's Hellfire.
Ooh, Hellfire, really good pickup. Does remove most of the board.
Still leaves that Sludge Belcher as a 3-2.
But definitely not that pesky to actually take care of. Only 2 health.
Alright. Have a way. Okay, let's see cards. Defender and Draxus. Ugh. Tough choices.
Definitely very tough choices.
Oh,
the
the Emperor is coming down. And the Kazan Mystic not really serving a purpose except having a 4 mana 3/4 body, 4/3 body. Gotta respect that Thorson being on the board.
Usually, if
Trying the Shadow Flame and that silence on the Emperor, since there is no way to remove it, and getting free ticks of Emperor is never a good thing. Oh,
Another thing he can do is like he can grind it out into the end to play Jiraxis. Ooh, Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball. That's
also
not a
very
card you see very often.
When I play Shadow Ball in my Reno decks, I typically take it for Implosion because I had enough of it doing 2 damage. But that's the only time I'm playing Shadow Ball. That's the only time.
Yeah.
But he has both of them in the deck, so that's also quite interesting.
If only Shadow Ball.
So we do see Real
Picking up
Terror.
a Dark Ball
Ooh, Dark
for Real
Ball.
Terror with that Shadow Flame.
That looks pretty good. Can Abusive Sergeant into Shadow Flame as well?
Yeah, that's also true. He loses a little bit of the combo. 4 potential damage coming up. And is that just going to be the Shadow? That is the Shadow Flame.
And I see the Real Terror isn't too much worried about his health either. The advantage of knowing what deck you're playing is actually pretty good.
That is for sure. And there is a low fib hovering over the low fib. Alright. Oh. Let's see.
Ooh.
Can't do that Siphon Soul. 1 mana too short. Playing around that, we might just see Real Terror go for the long game. And that's the Shadow Bolt. Ooh. And a Doomsayer. Jiraxis.
I like tapping right here and then just playing the Reno.
Yeah. That has to be a Reno coming in. There's possible Jiraxis for 3 damage to face.
But that's only a total of 6 damage, so potentially Real Terror.
Real Terror can sit
Yeah,
at his 10 life.
Yeah, 10 life and feel
pretty
okay
safe about it.
He definitely feels pretty good right now.
All right. And that is the Reno coming in. Going to get cleared off by the Doomsayer. Doom is coming. And Sylvanas.
Ooh, Sylvanas is picked up.
There's Sylvanas. Shadow Flame Sylvanas is something we all...
Very good, very powerful.
Very powerful.
Ooh, Real Terror does decide to tap.
I even feel okay about, since Real Terror does have the Jiraxis in hand, being able to play Jiraxis and get those Infernals out.
If Real Terror knows what the certain deck that George Dude is playing, where there's no burst potential, Jiraxis can actually potentially be coming down.
Oh.
Ooh, decides to use the Implosion. Oh.
And rolls for 2.
Feels bad, feels bad.
And the Imps don't really do that much. They give you a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more oomph. But when we see Real Terror at 30 health, those 1/1s don't really matter too much, unless for trading alone, but
we're gonna see does he use the... He is in fatigue faster. Real Terror has bumped up in the fatigue to Jordude.
Real Terror wasn't...
So going faster in the fatigue, I don't feel too badly about that.
Doing quite a bit just to get the Leroy in hand and potentially combo the Georgie down.
And Twilight Drake coming down. Nice solid 4/9.
Twilight Drake is pretty strong, can hardly be removed with a simple Hellfire. You might need to use Siphon Soul, yeah.
Gonna have to use a Siphon Soul on that.
That Corruption actually could have been used there.
True. Full combo. There's Leroy.
Finally picking up the
There's
Leroy.
He's sitting comfortably out of fatigue for a couple more turns. And Jiraxis comes down. I think a little late on the Jiraxis.
Yeah, it's definitely a little late.
Completely different game. We also, with this, have the extra 3 damage per turn that Real Terror needs to pop Jordy. Let's see.
So definitely trading the...
Is he gonna go
targeting
full?
face. Targeting face is actually not bad at the same time. He does need the damage to put out Jordu at half health in order to combo him down. Oh, that does come down. Could come down. Could potentially come down. He could play Lothab and another body on the board, potentially Reno Jackson, just to have 10 power on board.
There's there we go.
Yeah.
Full health Jordude and Lothab.
So we do see the Lothab and the Reno coming down, just for tempo, not particularly for health.
Alright. Inferno coming out. And Imp Gang Boss hovering. Has to clear this board though.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, have a bad time.
Ooh,
that does save Real Terror for a turn. Unfortunately, that Infernal is going to get BGH'd.
Okay. Can also potentially twist another as well.
Yeah. Oh! And
we have BGH the 7/7.
that's lethal.
Yeah, and owling the 3/5 for lethal with Hellfire.
Jordude turns this game around. Alright, going up.
Yeah.
Dying to fatigue.
Dying to fatigue. The Jordude taking game number 2 from the Real Terror.
Third time queuing up with that combo Reno lock against the Rogue. Let's see. And that is Oil Rogue for the Jordude.
I personally like Aura Rogue. I play a lot on ladder.
And a lot of bursts.
Yeah,
a
definitely
lot of bursts.
Yeah, definitely a lot of bursts. I typically like this matchup as well because I can take as long as I want with the Reno Lock. Reno Lock tends to play a little bit slow. One thing the Oil Rogue needs to consider is that if it's playing the combo version or not, and typically Real Terror right now is playing with the combo version.
Nice. Alright. Alright. And we see that Dark Peddler pulling up a Mortal Coil for the Real Terror to deal with those Violet Teacher spawns that I'm sure are coming down.
Oh, we see the Georgia face tanking the Dark Peddler. Also, we'll call it a Dank Peddler.
The Dank Peddler.
The Dank.
Maybe in the new expansion we will have the Dank Peddler.
Yeah.
And that 4/7 is going to be a little bit annoying. No sap in the hand for the Jordude. Has to just place a Shredder down.
Definitely needs something to contest with the Twilight.
Oh!
Picking up the Succubus.
Shredder replaces itself with a new one. Right. And there's that backstab.
Oh, comboing that with the Azure Drake can easily remove the other part of the Shredder.
Easily.
And let's just hope it spawns a 1 health minion just so it can easily be removed with the dagger that he has right now.
Let's see where that pops.
That's unfortunate.
Not quite. That 3 health, a little bit of a predicament.
Or it would have been like a huge tempo play.
Alright. Real Terror hovering over that defender of Argus, haunting up the River Croc. And there goes that Mortal Coil. Drawing another card and getting rid of that Drake. Efficient, but could also Violet Teacher Eviscerate. But instead going to go with that Sludge Belcher, deals with the defender of Argus.
Yeah, it definitely contested it quite well. Tapping here.
Picking up the Brand Bronzebeard. And the Earthen Ring being hovered, healing the Real Terror up back to 30 health.
So playing also the Zombie Jow just to contest the Belcher fully with its 1/2 slime as well.
Jordy picking up that Deadly Poison. Good Deadly Poison just needs that Blade Flurry. If he can draw the Blade Flurry from the Azure Drake.
I like playing the teacher and pointing the Deadly Poison here. Removes that 3/3 and having the Belcher on
Re-equips the
board.
dagger.
Yeah.
That way he gets the full duration of the Deadly Poison. And still deals with this board relatively well. Attack the 3/3. And face. No trading, always face.
Looking pretty good right now.
To deal immediate damage.
Is that 8 mana the twisting nether that I see?
He was going to be taking out that blade, that weapon with the Deadly Poison.
Feels good, man, because it can potentially remove the Blade Flurry that the Jordu can follow up with. Yeah, weapon and 1/1 into the 3/2.
Or is he just low fab? Just gonna go full out with the low fab.
Yep, that's also a
He's
play as
gonna
well.
equip the new weapon and probably stick with it. There we go. Trending lethal. A very decisive game.
Oh!
And the mind control attack.
It's not playing it.
And then trading into that sludge to get rid of any potential damage. Alright. And the anti-kill bot. Only problem, let's see. The one not gold card.
Because War Rogue only has so much minions in this deck, and also if you can sustain out of the burst, the Real Terror has a huge chance of winning this matchup. Just need that Reno in his hand right now, doesn't he?
No Reno. Oh, getting rid of that. And the Van Cleef comes out as a 6/6. Taking out the Stolen Apprentice. And I'm guessing it's just going to be a simple trade. And the Lofeb going face has to not die.
The Twisting Nether is definitely coming down here. This is too good to not use.
Perfect Twisting Nether turn.
Yeah.
And there we go.
There we go. There we go.
Square one. He does have the Azure Drake.
Oh, the backstab is actually a really huge pickup since it can actually combo the 2 Tinkers plus the Eviscerate.
He just needs the Blade Flurry, and that is going to be... and there's the Siphon Soul. The crowd going wild over that golden Siphon Soul. Deadly Poison.
So he's going all in right now?
All in. All in.
All in.
He's not using the second
not
arrow.
using the second one. Because that would be an entire board clear.
And a lot of damage.
Playing the Brand and the Lotheb does allow Real Terror to stick 3 minions on board before Blade Flurry. But as we see, the Jordu doesn't really have Blade Flurry, but Real Terror is playing around that.
That's a sap. Not exactly what the Jordu needs to stay in this game.
Definitely not, definitely.
Alright.
He definitely needs to put his health. He definitely needs to be protected.
Here.
Does he decide to tap? If he decides to tap, it will be lethal.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it, man.
It's
not worth it. It's not worth it.
things.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
And knowing that Jordan has not played.
He did not. Rio Terra can actually pick up Reno in the following turns. But the Jordan is going all in.
Alright. I like the Tinker here.
If the Georgia puts the Real Terror down to 2, he is unable to actually tap for an answer for lethal.
Yeah. 1 damage off lethal.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
If Real Terror draws, that is not what we needed. And Hellfire. Dark Ball.
We missed lethal.
He missed it. And that makes Real Terror up a game. Has to win. Alright. It's queued up.
Yeah, he definitely wants staff first because it is a really good matchup. Oh, but we do see his patron. We do see his patron.
Patrons with the Corcoran Elite, so a little bit more burst on this. And Jordan mulls this entire hand. Picks up some spells, the Violet Teacher, and the Preparation.
Oh my god, Jordan sucks! Wow.
Let's see. Let's see how Real Terror runs this.
So for this matchup, the Rogue technically just needs to get rid of the 2 waves of Patron and the 2 Frothings, and pretty much the game is yours. So those Blade Flurries would matter quite a bit in this matchup.
Yeah.
But not picking them up really hurts you.
Really hurts you.
Because not even Phantom Knives can save you.
Real Terror also opting not to have Shredders, instead having Corcoran Elites, giving you a little bit more burst and being able to draw into damage that, well, Rogue uses its life total as a resource, being able to take stuff out with your weapons. That way you can combo into all events. You see a weapon, and it's just a simple hero power pass from Real Terror, and the hero power from Jordude. And attack and get rid of that armor. Not really a clear turn 3 coming up. And that is a Frothing Berserker.
So the Jordude actually has to spend quite a bit of resources removing this.
That is for sure.
Yeah, definitely a backstab is definitely coming down with a hero power.
Good old Blood Mage Falmos. Alright.
Oh, picking up the Acolyte can potentially get quite a bit of draws from this.
True. And Real Terror opting to use having the Cruel Taskmaster in his deck.
I like this quite a bit. It does set up for the Acolyte the following turn with the Unstable Ghoul, depending if it gets removed on this turn. Ooh, picking up the Sap.
Picking up Sap. Doesn't clear off patrons unless you can magically have 2 Azure Drakes.
Pointing at the Belcher is definitely a pretty good play. It does contest with everything on board and not killing it as well.
I'm forgetting the name on that damn card.
Which one?
The
Unstable Ghoul. The Unstable Ghoul.
Unstable Ghoul gets him a card draw so it doesn't get immediately burst, leaving just the Acolyte on the field. And the draw being very important in this. So if you can flood the board and they don't have Deadly Poison Blade Flurry, you just win with patrons. And that's just a naked Violet Teacher.
Yeah. He doesn't really want a Phantom Knives, it just generates too much draw. Oh, pretty good here. Slamming and potentially axing. Ooh, picking up the Corcoran. You can definitely put up the pressure here.
Oh.
He's a little conflicted right now. Playing the Dread Corsair doesn't allow him to play the Corcoran.
Yeah.
But hero power is always good, gaining 2 health. Always good. Always good against a rogue.
Armor up. Yeah. Or is he gonna...
He could think of using the Unstable Ghoul.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not having a Battle Rage. Battle Rage would be a godsend right now. And that's a Sap.
He might also want to sap the Acolyte as well, but the 1/3 Unstable Ghoul or the Acolyte is typically the same thing. It does deny draw.
That's true. They both deny the draw. Oh, entirely. Yeah. Just a 1/4 body that gets you more health as it takes damage. And we certainly see a Whirlwind come in.
I always like the Armor Smiths behind taunt. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, the 4 draw Battle Rage for 2 mana. That feels pretty good. The crowd.
Alright, I saw that!
That was a smash.
Yeah.
Coming in huge. Is this gonna be? Ooh. Picking up the patrons and Dr. Boom as well, and a death.
Oh, picking up the second armor smith. This is gonna be disastrous. Oh,
I like
man.
using the armor, the death spite here.
Uh-huh.
And next turn with all this.
Oh, I like this.
Pork
Playing the
run?
cork on late, putting up the aggression.
So he has to find a way to deal with the Corcoran. Otherwise, lots of damage coming out.
Yeah. Because the following turn, the double armor spin is going to generate a lot of armor because with the patron and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the Phantom Knives. Got him more armor.
So the Georgia is probably deciding which one to
SI.
remove. Oh, the armor smith not being removed.
Oh, that might come to bite him in the butt in the next turn.
Uh-huh.
Especially with that Deathbite being able to clear up that SI7 agent.
Uh-huh.
And is that a whirlwind I see?
That is
a whirlwind.
Yeah, about 40. I think it's about 16 health that he's getting. Wait, 16 plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
double
20.
Smith.
Yeah.
Going to be using that inner ridge on the patron first before the attack comes off.
Oh,
That
God.
is going to be nuts.
This got
Chooses not to
disastrous.
use the whirlwinds. Using his
Interesting.
resources
Yeah.
carefully.
Yeah.
Having a deadly poison blade flurry would be pretty devastating for Real Terror, which is certainly not what he needs. It's to put a huge board on the field to immediately get removed.
Yeah,
but sitting at a comfortable 37 life. 3 very confident.
He's like, I got this.
Oh. The Phantom Knives.
Ooh, even more armor we see.
It does summon another patron.
Yeah, definitely
Since the
another
board
patron
being
win.
full, it does get rid of one, and that is the blade. And that's game 5.
Game 5, Real Terror might even come back.
And the last one coming in. Seeing that secret paladin. Oh. Kind of ever really want to keep avenge kind depends. Oh, that is a good curve coming in for the Real Terror.
This is a pretty sick Secret Paladin hand.
Yeah. It's the reverse sweep going to happen.
One of the audience told us to bring the brooms out.
Are we gonna sweep Jordan off his feet? Getting a good curve. We do see a Consecrate in Real Terror's hand. Likely due to all the players running Zoo in almost every lineup.
Yeah, before we never saw Consecrated in Secret Paladin, but we do see it now.
We saw it. We didn't see it for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
But then
the
we
first,
saw it when people when people try to innovate a deck, cut the secret, cut the Consecrate and put in Ragnaros.
Yeah, I also, but I guess like they use it to beat the mirror matchup because whoever
Also
plays Monster
good,
first usually is a pretty good spot.
Also, the Ragnaros does good against the the Freeze Mage, which we haven't seen too much of today.
I like punching the Divine Shield and Dagger using Deadly, so you can remove anything that's on board next turn. Like on turn 4, usually there's Pilot Shredder.
And Secret Paladin having no weapon removals either.
Ooh.
Alright. So not the strongest turn, just a hero power coming out from Real Terror, but having that Avenge out.
The Real Terror does.
Check-in is not...
Definitely not attacking.
And we still don't know, Jordu does not know what secret that is. That is down.
Yeah. Ooh, Blessing of Kings does
Blessing
come down.
of Kings, alright. And that trades?
Oh!
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 The It does set up into the fan in Jordude's hand, which Real Terror must be expecting, since it is a pretty good way of keeping Secret Paladin down below.
Yeah, Real Terror is playing a little bit more off curve now. Like next turn, you will be following up with the Powder Shredder with the Noble Sacrifice.
Oh.
Ooh.
Right.
The Jordan is actually picking up a lot of cards that can actually handle a lot of Real Terror's threat, and we don't really see a Mysterious Challenger yet as well.
No, not yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. I like the Noble Sacrifice here. If the Jordan attacks in, the Avenger will go off on whatever creature is on board.
Yeah. Does even... Yeah. Oh, the joy of trying to figure out what secrets those are. We fortunately do know that is an Avenge and a Noble Sacrifice. But unbeknownst to Jordude, that could be a mix of everything.
Yeah, it could be Repentance, could be anything.
So it's not Repentance.
Yeah.
And the backstab.
Ooh.
Oh.
2-1 coming out. Oh, mini.
The Shielded Minibot doesn't die to anything immediately. But we see Real Terror hovering that Knife Juggler.
Alright, so he is going down with the juggles. If he's got a juggle, he better do it now. The animations are quite long.
Oh, one hits. Oh, and the second one does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, the prep. Oh, prep sprint.
Prep sprint in the flurry.
Ooh, there's a lot of cards that the Jordan can get to move this board.
But
yeah, SI is definitely a lot better here.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Gets rid of that juggler. We do find out that it is the Avenge procced on that bluegill. Not the worst target to have it on.
This is definitely the lot safer play. If you were to prep sprint and not get a Blade Flurry, it could be really bad for the Jordan.
Jordan can even do a prep eviscerate, since you must know that that is a Noble Sacrifice.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple of turns, for it to be tested.
Bunch of different ways to go about that. Going face, gonna hit the Noble Sacrifice, and then the weapon going into that 5-3 likely.
And then prepping the Eviscerate to move the 5-3.
He preps Eviscerate, saving that durability on the. And that's Dr. Boom, everyone's favorite card in Hearthstone.
Usually for a rogue, Dr. Boom is pretty hard to handle with, but since the Jordan already has board, it's actually not as threatening as it seems.
Yeah. Sprint and clear? Ooh. Mad Scientist, not getting as much value as it.
Secret Paladin.
Yeah. Should be on the other side.
I know.
Free secret out.
I know. Oh, you sprint? It does take up the whole turn.
Oh, I do like. Alright, Boombot. Let's see. Oh,
there's no secret. What surprise.
No secret.
Yeah, what surprise.
I don't even think rogues don't even have a secret. Feels bad. There's nothing hidden about rogues.
Would it be correct to use the Boombot onto the face instead of the Lothep, like the last Boombot? Because it couldn't have killed the Lothep anyways. Oh, I guess it could with the attack in and with the 4, but that's actually a pretty huge risk.
There are those blade flares.
Oh!
Damn.
Oh, Real Terror picking up the mysterious challenge. Oh, with 4 secrets!
4 secrets.
4 secrets!
Alright, and the sprint must be coming down. Draws a Drake, the Edwin, Sludge Belcher, and SI7.
The Avenge will go off, and it will be a lot of damage.
That's going. Oh. I even like the
Yeah, so Real Terror might even think of using Ultimate to
just buff
yeah,
up
does
that
a
1/1,
1/1.
making it a very difficult board
Yeah,
for
put-
Jordu to clear.
Yeah, putting much pressure as possible.
Ooh, and the Consecration going all in.
Yeah, he might even decide to trade a 2/2 in, but I would like to go face here.
Yeah, he trades a 2/2 in just so.
Well, I guess like he already used a Consecrate already. I think.
And 7/2, leaving him at 5 health. If he plays Belcher, he just trade the Oh,
Oh, the sap does come.
Slap does. Is that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not
but
gonna
he
be
still
enough,
can't. Yeah, he
though.
still can't remove all the damage on board.
Oh, that is tough. That is very tough.
That is definitely very tough.
That's if that was a prep, he could have Blade Flurry, got rid of all that, and sapped the guy back.
But that's too much mana. Too much mana. We do see the Real Terror taking the finals against the Jordude. Definitely a very, very tight match. 2-2. Oh, 3-2.
3-2 for the Real Terror.